welcome to another episode of You Dig. Here we are, and this is a very special and auspicious episode, as they all are, really, when you get right down to it. But this is number one in a brand new series that I'm calling Rising Stars. And there's a lot of rising stars in the firmament of our music. This music that we call jazz. And if we expand the umbrella even further, any kind of artistic and extemporaneous, artful, hybrid, joyous art. And there's a lot of people that are really doing some exciting things in our music. And I'm going to feature the first one today. He's Eric Jacobson, marvelous trumpet player, great composer, an entrepreneur, as you'll see very soon. Man, this guy is on top of things. We're often presented with the conundrum of, is it possible to make a living playing this music nowadays? And Eric answers that emphatically by yes, it can be done. He's doing it. And let's go find out how he's doing it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eric Jacobson. One. Hey, folks, look, it's Eric Jacobson. Can you believe it? Well, I don't know. I can't hear anything. Can you even hear?
Oh, it's an amazing crowd here. It's amazing.
It's the fire department here in Chicago is always on my case because we can fit over 1,000 people into my duplex. It's amazing. Oh, okay. They're settling down. Look, folks, Eric Jacobson is here. And man, look at your background. Your studio is so hip, man. That's gorgeous.
I've been working on it for years because I pretty much live in this. This is my man cave.
Oh, an extraordinary man cave. I love it, man. I love the bricks, and we got the keyboard on the window. This is just, it's not a window. That's a poster back there.
Yeah.
This
is the real deal.
Slamming. Look, kids, you too can have a man cave like this. And we're gonna find out how in the heck you did that. I should tell folks. So, all right. So, Rising Star. Well, I'll get into that in a minute. It's the new series that I'm doing. Backflips. Yes, if we could. Like banana baseball. Have you ever seen that stuff?
Yeah.
That's great. I like the cat on the stilts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on. Oh, man. Okay, so full disclosure. That's what I was going to mention. Full disclosure. Boy, my crack edit team is going to be hard at work on this one. Already, I can tell. And as we know, most of them are on crack. So it's a tough team to work with.
Just crack?
Well, yeah. They're healthier now than they were a while back. Oh, crack and little chocolate donuts is what they prefer.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, wow, full disclosure is that I've known Eric a long time. And one of the most brilliant things I personally ever did as an educator, I dabbled in that for a while, was to recruit the young Eric Jacobson at Whitewater, University of Wisconsin, Whitewater, way back in the day.
That was a long time ago.
It's a century ago. It's decades, forever.
I think my first year was 93.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. If either one of us could do math, we could say exactly.
Nope.
Nope. It's a long time ago. Well, I'll edit this later with the exact. Oh, why? That's 26 years.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, long time ago. And the cool thing that I mentioned this to folks, that when I first heard you, the shapes that you played on the trumpet it was like Clifford. It was just so emotional and spot on and killing. It's just that all the notes were wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But the shapes were killing. Yeah. And so I said, you know what? This guy is going to be something someday. And sure enough,
that
you are. So,
it's funny saying that. I will never forget, because in high school, my grandpa used to send me cassette tapes of big band. And he just, he knew I was into jazz. And I just remember copying the shapes, exactly what you just said.
Wow.
And I mean, I was totally off on the notes, but I remember my band director's like, "Where are you getting this from?" And I think a lot of the stuff I was listening to had Clark Terry on it. Snookies.
Oh,
man. All these greats. Cats. But yeah, you're right. I was missing all the notes.
Well, it's,
but that's the start.
It is. Given the two things, the shapes are the shapes and the soul and the story and all of that is very hard to acquire. The notes, all you got to do is buy Eric's latest book.
There you go.
And you can get the notes, and we'll talk about that too. So to me, what is a rising star? We should define that. And I have the big book of Eric right here, as you can see. See there, it's got your name on
half a page.
So, half a page. No, look how thick it is.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yes, your story has yet to be written, my friend.
There you go.
The rising star. But you're early in the career. But what you've accomplished, I wrote this down, so far early in the career. Most importantly, I think, personally, a wonderful family. And we're going to talk about Eric's great family that he has put together. And along with Amy, we should give her some credit as well.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
The anchor.
The anchor, Amy, the anchor. Probably not a tune title. We probably should. Amy, if you're listening, we'll stay away from that tune title.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. Well, here's another thing that I think makes you a star already, but definitely a rising star. You are making a living playing hard bop and hard bop influenced music, much of which are your originals, your own compositions. It's as swinging a hard bop as anything off a Blue Note, I think. It's and here's another thing: rising star designation. Every time I hear you sound even better. So that's so. The next page. Yeah, man. It's easy to be to toss out compliments when it's true. It's very easy.
I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. And I still always will be a student forever of this music. That's how I just
there it is.
Go there, and you'll never stop practicing and
right.
But I'm going to do a reverse on you.
I'm going to
give you a compliment before I forget and get into this storytelling stuff. And
right.
But I got to say, for those listeners out there that, didn't get a chance to be under the instruction of Steve Wiest, I'm going to tell you, and this is really from my heart,
oh man,
you have made a huge impact in my life.
Well, I hope with good stuff.
Well, no.
Yeah. That list of what not to do.
Yeah, no. You have this very natural ability to give encouragement and inspiration to people, and you one thing that I always will never forget is that you made me believe. And that was huge at my time in my life in college. To have somebody believe in what I'm doing was huge. So thank you so much. Thank you.
It was a joy and a pleasure. And as one of my heroes, Jimmy Pankow, would say, I'm very humbled. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's easy to do. For me in education, and I always joke that I never thought of myself as a teacher, and some of the folks who studied with me would agree with that. But I always thought of myself as more of, let me just do what Maynard Ferguson did, and let me just try to make this fun and spread joy and love and lift people up. And
well, you did it. So thank you.
Well, man, my pleasure. And look at what you have done. So if I turn the page after describing what is a rising star, I turn the page here and it says, how did you do this?
Yeah.
This is so we've got people listening who are, they have talented students. So they're it was very funny, man. I was looking at some analytics of the podcast, and it had this giant chart. And I said, wow, look at all the people. And it said 99%, 65 plus years old. I went, oh no, my demographic is the blue hair people, but
the blue hair,
the blue hairs.
Oh man,
yeah, man. So there's a lot of established beautiful brothers and sisters that are about my age out there who listen, who have talented students and people that they're working with. So they want to know, how did Eric do this? And there is on that pie chart a beautiful segment that I hope will grow and grow and grow of the younger variety of folks that we both get a chance to work with.
Yep.
And there is, man, as I judge festivals and judge contests and adjudicator for like the Monterey Next Generation Band, I'm constantly bombarded every year by there's more than a handful of unbelievable great players out there that are coming up.
Yep.
So all of them collectively as one voice say, Eric, how did you do this? How are you doing this? All right, so let's start there. How in the world is it possible in the music business these days to do what you do?
You know, I think one thing is to, I mean, I would say to treat yourself as a musician. And I say this because, once when I was in college, I'll never forget thinking, I'm going to play jazz gigs all the time. This is what I'm going to do for a living. And so as soon as I thought that way, I think I narrowed myself into this like little pocket. Right. And so when I got out of college, I think, it was a awakening in a moment of like, I put myself in that pocket when there's so many more choices out there. And it doesn't even mean performance. It could be teaching, or writing books or recording. And I think midway through my career, I realized, and actually I'm going to shout out to the great piano player, Steve Wiest.
Another person that will be on this series for sure.
And I called him and I was like, Steve, I'm working so hard at practicing and trying to, establish myself as a player, but I'm struggling a little bit with, the financial side of things. Obviously, that's
there
huge.
It is.
And so
there's the rub. There's the rub.
And he said something, that was just like, well, have you tried every angle that you have? He said, you've created this craft all your life. You've worked so hard at it. Have you actually, looked at every angle to make money from it? And
there you go.
It was a point for me to realize, like, I don't think I put 110% into my practicing.
Right. Right.
And then it was like, am I putting 110% into booking, advertising, lessons, and then the categories just started to kind of like, no, I haven't, and I need to do that. And
something I think that's so important, something that I've run into, and I wonder how you're handling this. The answer is brilliantly, because I see your stuff. I'm aware of your stuff. Interesting things pop up. Oh, there's Eric again doing up. It's great. So I wonder how you handle this. So we are presented in the music business nowadays with these ominous charge of you have to be your own promoter, you're on this, you're on that, because that system is no longer there. So I think a trap that some musicians fall into is they say, man, I'm a virtuoso at what I do, so I can also do a website, or I can also do promotion this way, or I can figure out social media and up. When is the time when it behooves somebody, to use a cool word, to hire some folks that are just as expert at what they do as what you are?
I haven't ever hired anybody. So
see, when you got no money to hire folks.
I think that's, it's a great question. And I mean, it would be awesome to be able to delegate something else. I just, for me, I balance the time frame between the practice and everything else that we just mentioned. And try to, delegate time for emails and the booking part and then the videos that I'm doing on YouTube now and the teaching and, I wish I had the right easy button answer for that, but it's
there isn't one. I don't think
it really isn't. Yeah.
I haven't found one either. I know that, there are ways to gather people. You don't want to say for free. You don't want to help me for free, and you don't want to beg for money. But, we have to. But there are things like internships and things like that, and people in various university programs that want to do that kind of work. So I'm looking into that myself, and I'm redoing my website, and actually. Thanks to all the years that I was a clandestine teacher, that I was a fake teacher, for all those years, I got paid such huge money that I put a lot of it away. And so now I can hire folks to do the website.
Yeah.
So there comes a time where you can, but when people look at, so you've got, 3 albums out now, or at least 2, maybe?
So 2 under my own, and then 2 with the Affinity trio.
Right.
And so
How exciting is that? And we are going to have the sampler platter discussion in just a minute and get into the music of Eric, because it's some great stuff, as you all are going to hear.
Thank you.
If you haven't heard it yet, if you listen to jazz radio, you've been hearing it. And now there's a section of the crowd going, jazz radio?
Yeah,
what?
Still, yeah.
Where's that?
And I will say, like, those are the things, like we just got done talking about, that those are the things that has helped, being under Origin Records. They helped me get my name out to the radio and, elsewhere. So, yeah, of course, there's always that help. I want to say one more thing about, just being persistent in everything that you're doing as a musician.
Right.
And I have always looked at the bigger picture for my career. And what I mean by that is that I can still recall, like, going to, I live here in Milwaukee, and, traveling to Chicago for these rehearsals and with a great band. And my wife would always go, wow, like, you're putting a lot of time in on the road and just for rehearsals, not even a gig.
Right.
And then one gig came from that, and then an album came from that with that group. And, so I'm always looking at the bigger picture, that it'll eventually, pull through with these things. And I just have to trust that. And I have, and it seems to, work that way.
Well, you bring something, a nice group of things to the table with that idea that you just mentioned, and that is that as you go work with these people, and the rehearsal won't pay much, but you're meeting cats, they meet you, and Eric happens to be, if you can't discern this already, a really nice guy, a nice cat, gorgeous beyond belief. He's easy on the eyes. But he's a nice guy. He's, as they would describe, a good citizen, man. He's just like, come to a rehearsal, and he's nice to be with. He's very, you're respectful, and you do the homework. You bring a horn that's ready to play.
Yep.
And you hit the thing, and it's like, man, okay. Oh, you want me to play here? Okay. And you kill it. So these kinds of things, I can tell you as a leader, if somebody comes in I've not met yet, but they're nice, they're respectful, and they're organized. They were early, as we used to talk about, early is on time.
Yep.
On time is late. Late is fired.
Yep.
So all those things. You bring that to the table, and they're going to say, man, it might not even remember your name. Say, who is that? Who is that cat that had the hip jacket and coat and the nice shirt and the glasses? Oh, yeah, that was Eric Jacobson, man. Oh, let's get him back.
Yeah.
And like you say, then they'll say, man, we're making this album. Man, who was that cat that blew on rhythm changes in A flat the other night?
And then it that was snowballs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously you've been doing that. And you've had some good Yodas along the way, such as Brian Lynch. Tell me about that story and relationship.
Oh, man. I remember seeing him at the Jazz Estate in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. What a great club. I love that place.
Yes. And that was my, actually just had graduated high school, getting ready to go to Whitewater. And I met Steve Einerson. And then we were doing, getting together. He was giving me lessons at the time, and he knew Dave Hazeltine.
Yeah, he was with Dave.
Great piano player. And so, Brian Lynch was in town, and I met him for the first time then, and I got a lesson with him the next day. And
wow.
I went back to Milwaukee. I'm from Racine, so, a half hour away. And I'll never forget I could hear him playing as I was getting out of my car to the house that he was staying at.
Oh,
and
right.
I was walking in and he's practicing and super nervous. And he had a book that I'll never forget. It was like this thick, and it was just written transcriptions that he had done.
Wow.
And and at that time, maybe he was in his late 40s, and I'm thinking, if he's that serious at this highlight of his career right then, it was just a huge inspiration. So
how wonderful.
Hit it off.
I've noticed a lot of the cats that hung with Dave Hazeltine were they had those massive notebooks.
Yes.
And then his method, I'd be honored to have him on the show sometime and just talk about his methodology, because, transcription and transcribing will get a bad rap sometimes, but it's a way of learning the language that's so important. And it's, of course, just like and I want to get into some of your pedagogical things, but with Dave, the whole trick was what to do with this information once you have it.
Yes. Yep. And just to clarify, that was Dave and Brian Lynch that I got lessons with. But with Brian,
you got with both.
Yeah. And with Brian, it was, we just hit it off in the sense of obviously trumpet players, and but he has been a huge mentor, and still is. And I look at with him, I've learned a lot of business side things from him as well. So. And he's still going super strong and doing incredible things.
So, I hear this question posed quite often, and you and Brian both, and Steve Anderson, and a lot of other folks we can mention, some wonderful rising stars like Kirby Fellis, the trombonist, and so many wonderful people. The question is, can you make a living playing this music, meaning the huge umbrella of jazz and everything that it relates to and everything jazz influences? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
Just go talk to my man, Eric Jacobson.
Yeah, absolutely can. Yeah. And just, again, it depends on we'll go into that financial part of it. Right. And it can be the ups and downs, but just never giving up and just doing it. And,
that's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so huge. Man, well, so we're talking about an interesting scene that my wife Deborah, who has saved my life, I'm so happy to be with Miss Deborah. She will often say she's Chicago born and raised. Chicago, that's that place with the baseball team that you guys keep destroying every year with those dreaded Brewers, you guys. Oh, the best. Anyway, she says that Chicago, and therefore Milwaukee and Madison, this little corridor here, is flyover country to the big media people. There's East Coast New York and Boston and West Coast LA, and there's not much talk about what's in the middle. And the numbers are a little smaller, but man, you got Eric Jacobson, and you got all these other cats here in this area. It's a great scene in this city area. Yeah,
for sure. And I've I've made a point to go to the East Coast a lot. And I remember starting very early in my career to just go out there just to hang and check out the jam sessions, because that obviously was a goal of mine at some point to be able to perform there.
Sure. Yeah.
And so it I love the scene in Milwaukee and in Chicago, but it's also important to spread the wings as much as you can. And I'm been blessed to be able to do that, but also it's, you have to allow yourself to do it too, and have the courage to go out.
Man, and that gets into two things in the arts. One is always, and especially in the incredibly creative aspect of extemporaneous art, as is in jazz. It's like every day you go on stage and look, here's my child. What do you think?
Right.
Or you walk out on stage naked. Tell me what you think, folks.
Boy.
Yikes. It's such a thing of having to learn how to deal with daily rejection or subjective commentary and all of that. So, man, having that perseverance thing, that gear that you've got is...
Well, and you also have to remember that we all have something to offer, and it's such an important thing. Another great musician and great friend of mine, Eric Moronis.
I got to get him on this show too.
Great tenor saxophone player, and he and I have lots of deep conversations about that. And it's obviously you put the work into it and you work hard, but you can't be like, well, I'm never going to sound like Wayne Shorter. You have something to offer. There's something there, and it's important to believe in that, and I think that helps when you feel that way.
That is huge. Okay, that's going to be on the short. We're going to make the short clip, and I'm going to send this to every student in the world. Say, here, check out these 20 seconds by Eric. That's what you've got to do. Man, that is so killing. And talk about being blessed, man. Can you even believe the group that we had at Whitewater? It was you, Eric Moronis, Steve Einerson.
Yeah.
As Sam Fettig comes in later, is one of the greatest cats in the world.
Yes.
Bass player John Mesaloris.
Yes.
With just holding down the fort. You don't get that lucky. And Matt Fatal. Chris Mell, the great drummer. Now he's doing great things too. He had me out as a guest artist and just had a blast. Chris Mell started out, first time I heard him, it was like, Bonham or somebody. It was just a great, he's like, dude, and now he can be Tony Williams. He just, said, man, I'm going to learn this jazz stuff too. So
that was a great group.
It was so much fun. So
I'll never forget just basically sleeping in the practice rooms.
Right.
And everybody had their own room, and we would say, okay, by tonight I'll have this transcription and you'll have this one done, and we would play in front of each other.
Wow.
So it was like this great little community of musicians that just pushed each other.
Isn't that the best? And I've found that all the great programs around the country, that's what makes them great, is they have these little villages of the artists that want to get together and talk about the music. And that's it, man. You get musicians together, artists, creative people. It's a hang.
Yep. And we would go and listen,
listening sessions. Oh, that's the best.
Yep.
That is the best. There's a lot of magic being discussed here, folks. Take notes. There's magic in this discussion. Speaking of magic, let's do a sampling of the sampler Platter. I don't want to take advantage of your time. We got about 25 minutes or so.
Nice.
They say that the perfect podcast is 60 minutes.
Perfect.
So I'll edit it down to that, but I'll take out some of the stuff that we did that could get us in trouble that happened earlier. I'll take that out. So sampler Platter. So you've got hold on, another edit. Eric Jacobson, Trumpet.com.
Yes, ericjacobsontrumpet.com. Yep.
There you go. And I'll put it in the info under the video and the the audio, wherever you get your podcast. I'll put that in there as well so people can go to your website. And you have a wonderful website. First off, you got to tell us, was that all you? Did you have somebody help? What was the deal?
There's the website is called Bandzoogle.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah. And it's just, again, maybe that's the shortcut. At some point you find something that works for you to figure it out.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So that's
it is a portal that had a lot of good support and stuff.
And it was I believe made by musicians. So they kind of understand what the different themes will look good for, on that.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you spell Bandzoogle so that we can?
BANDZOOGLE.
Oh, look, folks, ask for it by name and go check out ericjacobsontrumpet.com and you'll see Bandzoogle in action.
Yep.
So, we asked this earlier, at what point do you hire somebody and stuff? And then the answer is neither one of us have money. How are we going to hire somebody? So one of the ways is for probably a small monthly fee, like a streaming service or something. You can get one of these platforms like Bandzoogle.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
And so your website is wonderful. On that website, there's a good discussion of you already have things out as a leader, which I think is phenomenal and wonderful. And they're great great albums. I
Thank
mean,
you.
it's not just he's got the albums out, folks. They're really good albums with originals and arrangements. So let's talk about just a couple of tunes now that we've yacked so much here. There's no way my crack editing team is going to be able to make it that small. But so let's just pick. I've got 4 great ones here that we were talking about checking out. Let's just at least start with Survival.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a dark start, but tell us a little bit about that, because that gets into the perseverance too.
Yeah, absolutely. So that record is from Heading Home, and that's my latest one with Origin Records. And the tune is called Survival. And I wrote it in kind of, it's a, like you said, it's a little bit of a dark tribute to my, upbringing in a very dysfunctional family.
And there's a lot of folks that'll relate to this.
Yeah.
Really, there's sad but true. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, both my parents were alcoholics, and they died of, complications of alcohol.
Right.
And I mean, since I was born, I mean, that's how my family was. And I think I wanted a tune that just represented, like, and I've always been told that, you're a survivor, of this. And I think that's, why I wrote it. It's just kind of a tribute to that feeling of surviving.
Well, let's take that for a moment and say, okay, programmatically speaking, you certainly have a narrative and a inspiration for this tune. What groove did you choose, and how did you write?
Yeah, I wanted something that was fast paced, just really like not chaotic, but in some sense. And I love Woody Shaw, so I like kind of fourthy feel, and so I felt like that was a good angular kind of moment for the melody, and so I mean, it came across nice to me that it was like, once you listen to it, maybe you'll have a feeling of a little bit of a survival moment. I don't know.
Right. Well, anybody, it's fun that you mention Woody, because that's one of the influences that I hear in your playing. And the cool thing about A Rising Star is that you can hear, if you listen really closely, the influences are still there, but it's your own voice. At the end of the day, it's Eric Jacobson. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but there's a little Woody. Woody comes to visit.
Yeah.
And anybody who's tried to play like Woody knows what it is to survive.
Yes, exactly.
Trying to make it.
Yeah.
Woo! That's not easy music, folks. But man, so the sampler platter already, folks are going to want to check that video out. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's on the You Dig web. It's on the You Dig YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll search for that in the edit. And just look at the sampler platter and check it out. And even better than that, here's something that's a good habit nowadays. Go to Eric's website, ericjacobsontrumpet.com, and buy the record.
Hey, there you
See?
go.
Purchase the record. Oh, Eric, the wonderful family of which I mentioned, 3 wonderful, fantastic daughters, his wife Amy and his 3 daughters, a giant home that they live in that's incredibly well appointed. If you look in the background there, it's like a freaking mansion back there. All of this stuff don't come cheap, folks. So don't just go to YouTube or Spotify and go, yeah, Eric is really good, man. Support Eric Jacobson. Yes, by buying the recording. And it's totally cool to do that. You always hear the analogy, we will gladly pay X amount for a cup of coffee, but we won't download a track for 99 cents. Come on.
Yep.
So you'll feel better. An angel will get its wings. All of the above if you buy Eric's projects. And they're right there on the website to check out. How about those 3 daughters, 3 of a kind? The album that's from, and a little bit about that tune.
Yeah, I mean, that was, this whole album it's all original tunes, and my point with the album was to, dedicate or write towards somebody very important to me, or something that happened in my life for. True story. I remember in this cave, I turned off all the lights and I just played the melody like 1 or 2 times through, and that was it.
Wow.
And just kind of inspiring of thinking of my daughters and just, coming up with something and that's how I write a lot of melodies. I go to my horn and play and if, try to something that I can sing back.
See, that explains a lot in your writing because I've noticed the whole melodic texture. Some people will write, in an angular way, or some people will be emphasizing mixed meters and tricks and all kinds of fun fireworks. But when you have the melodic approach, and I've noticed that not only in your playing, but in your writing, which is really cool. So this explains a lot. So you do a lot of writing on the horn.
Yes. Always playing, trying to play a melody, and then I'll record that. And then I go to the piano and try to fit chords that fit within that. And I don't even I don't even write the melody down yet because I don't want to know specific notes yet. I just kind of want to see,
Yeah.
You actually taught me that, to be honest with you.
I was going to say, what genius told you that? that I wasn't even fishing, and look at the fish I caught.
There you go.
Man, oh man. Well, I've noticed this from the most creative people across all genres, especially rock people. When I'm around some rock folks that don't read music, they're coming right from the metaphorical heart in that they're all about melody and pocket and all this stuff, not even knowing what to call it. Who was this is going to be an edit. Recently, John Clayton on his episode here at You Dig was talking about working with Paul McCartney.
Wow.
And they, Paul did that great album called Kisses on the Bottom, a very uncomfortable album title, but it's the tune, Kisses on the Bottom, which is still uncomfortable, I guess. But anyway, he said that Paul, he played something on piano for them. It was him, and it was John Clayton, I think Jeff Hamilton at that point, and Diana Krall and some folks, and Paul. And Paul said, what is this? And played it on the piano. And he was open enough and vulnerable enough to say, I don't know what this is.
Wow.
But then Clayton said he played this beautiful thing.
That's
and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he didn't know.
Yeah.
It's so I really like that you're talking about melody first. That's ooh, boy, that's big.
Yeah.
3 of a Kind. Check that out. We gotta grab one more, and then I'll put 4 on the sampler platter.
Right.
How about Onward? Onward. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah. Now this is on the Affinity Trio record, New Outlook. And that trio, we play together. It's been like 5 years now at the Mason Street Grill at the Pfister Hotel.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And we play every week together. And it's a 4-hour
gig. Who are
gig.
these musicians?
Pamela York on piano.
Right.
And Clay Schaub on bass. And myself on trumpet. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a drumless
cool
trio.
Orchestration.
Yeah. And so I wrote this tune called Onward, and basically, that's another thing. It's just, you mentioned something earlier, just to, persevere and just continue on, digging in and just not, I'm a firm believer with this. I don't look forward and I don't look behind.
Oh, man.
Very trying to be in the moment at, as much as possible. So,
right now, somewhere John Lennon is saying, finally, somebody listened. I've been saying it for years, and now I'm dead. But
oh, man. So
that's great.
So
in the moment.
Yeah. So,
beautiful.
And so this is a trio version of Onward.
That is so cool. And I love the programmatic approach that you take to each. And I've noticed a lot of jazz musicians will do that. It's, there's 2 camps. There's one that will say, yeah, I just write this tune and I can never come up with a title. And then there's another camp that says, I start with the title and the story, and now I have to address it.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful, man.
Well, thank you.
I have a surprise for you as the guest. If you thought maybe you were going to get away with this, as we are running out of time, even though this is a rising star, Eric is. I'm still going to treat him like one of the grizzled veterans, and you have to go through this as well.
All right.
And then, have you ever seen any Stephen Colbert? Have you ever checked out any of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got the Colbert questionnaire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and spells, the cool thing is he spells questionnaire like Colbert. He puts the ERT. I didn't even notice that till the other day. So he came up with this to have, as he describes, a scientific method to get to know the guests fully and deeply.
Nice.
So we want to know a little bit more about Eric Jacobson. Even though he's a rising star, he's hard to talk with because he's so successful and so far removed. Who is this guy really? So let's get into the real Eric here. This is what I call the Dig You, as opposed to You Dig. This is Dig You Inquisition.
Perfect. All right.
7 questions, 7 cues to heaven. And now here's the deal, is that we have to use the theater of the mind right now. It has a fanfare, but I haven't figured out how to play it live. So you have a choice now. You're the first guy that gets to choose. You could have the MIDI fanfare that I put together, that's trumpets going way too high and ending on a needless flat 5. So there's that fanfare. Or you could choose this fanfare. Recently, Jeff Coffin was a guest here. And just out of the blue, he picks up a trumpet and he says, here's a fanfare for you. And he played this thing. And all I can say is that Jeff Coffin is an incredible woodwind artist.
Wow.
Yeah. And no trumpet, no trumpet at all. So I don't know. He did it twice, and both of them were just, man, I was rolling on the floor. It was so cool.
It might be kind of funny to keep the Jeff one.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'll do. I'll put them both together and they'll harmonize themselves. So, all right, here then is the Dig You Inquisition fanfare composed by Jeff Coffin. Oh, what did see? I told you. Who knew he could play trumpet like that? A genius. Yes, I love me some Jeff Coffin. Sorry to put the whole world through that, Jeff, especially you. But here is the Dig You Inquisition. Number 1, favorite. What is Eric Jacobson's favorite superhero? Now, this could be the movies. This could be comic books. It could be graphic novels or somebody in real life. I don't know. Superhero. Man.
Superman.
Oh, see, that's the correct answer. That's my boy. I love Superman. And when you think about it, there's no other superhero, really.
No,
I mean,
he's the man.
He kicks butt. It's like he has to hold back, or else he's always going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
People have to use kryptonite or something as workaround. All right, I totally agree with that. Not that there is a correct answer. We want to learn who Eric is. Favorite, I know the answer to this one. Favorite sports team or athlete?
Diego Maradona.
Oh, tell me about this person.
Diego Maradona's incredible soccer player from Argentina.
Oh, did.
And so I grew up playing soccer. I don't know if you knew that, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wanted to either be a soccer, player for life or jazz musician.
And for our English, it was no choice right there. You went for the money is what you did. Exactly. You went to jazz. And for our folks that speak the King's English over there in the UK. Football, yeah. Goal! So, yeah, we still call it soccer here. But I didn't know that. So you were doing the soccer thing. Yeah. You had that in common with Joel Adams, the great trombonist, soccer man. That's cool. What team is he playing for now?
Oh, well, he retired a long time ago. I grew up.
He's like an old school cat.
Yeah. And Pele was another hero of mine. So
that's a person the famous, the bicycle kick?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Maybe 2 years ago I tried that and yeah.
Oh, that's when you were in the hospital for all that length. I remember that. That was what happened to Eric. Oh, boy. All right. So now going back into this is number 3 on the Dig You Inquisition. What is Eric Jacobson's go-to recording? Not necessarily your favorite, because that's impossible, but here's one that you have to just listen to at least every so often.
Studying in Brown, Clifford Brown.
Oh, Clifford Brown. Forget it. That is so good.
Yeah.
It just kind of keeps us grounded, doesn't it?
Yes,
It reminds
absolutely.
us.
It's the foundation,
Yep.
for me.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's to reflect on Clark Terry for a moment. I could say to you that I hear Clifford in your playing without taking anything away from your personal artistry, because
Yeah.
Clark said the famous emulate, assimilate, and then you'll innovate. But that's a description of the process of learning
absolutely.
the language, and you are certainly doing that. And every once in a while I hear, did you ever see that old clip from I think it was the 60s? There was this comedian named Soupy Sales who had a TV show, and part of the show was he had this door that was just by itself, and somebody would knock, and he'd go, "Who's at the door? Let's go see." And he'd open it up, and there'd be somebody standing behind it. It was Clifford Brown on one of
way.
them. Yes, I'll send you the link. I'll put it in the video thing so that everybody can see it. And it's so funny because he goes, "Look, it's Cliff Brown." Call him Cliff. Cliff Brown. I was like, Cliff? Whoa! Yeah, and he came. That's one of the only films of Clifford Brown.
Was he playing? Did he play?
And he played some. Yeah, he played on the show. Yeah.
Wow, I gotta check that out.
Cliff Brown, man. Okay, so now here's a fun one. Number 4 in the Dig You Inquisition. What is streaming at Castle Jacobson on the TV? What is you and Amy watching? What are you guys checking out?
Man, that's a tough one because I don't watch TV.
Oh, now, just like a bunch of other cats, Jeff Hamilton, Bob Mintzer. There's been 3 or 4 guests. Jeff Coffin. A lot of cats have said, "I'm just not watching TV."
I don't. Yeah, I literally don't watch TV.
Look how healthy you are. I could give you a list of 100 shows. We'll get you all set on streaming. Oh, that's great though, man. That's is there any let's put it this way, any bit of entertainment, say a movie or something that's like, that was so good.
Well, I just watched the it was a movie, Born to Be Blue, about Chet Baker.
Wow. How is that? I've not seen that one yet.
It's a good movie. It's not a documentary, but it's
brilliant.
But yeah, it's called Born to Be Blue, and it's a nice. It's a really good movie about Chet Baker.
Yeah, and that's a heck of a story, isn't it, Chet? Talk about a life. Oof. Yeah. Mercy. All right. Well,
real quick. I was in Amsterdam after we went.
That's a whole nother podcast right there. When I took these guys to Amsterdam.
So I was on tour with this group called Kings Go Forth. It was a soul band. And
nice.
We stayed it was really late, and we got into this hotel, and I started seeing all these pictures of Chet Baker. And I went up to the, the person at the desk, and I said, "Is this the hotel that Chet Baker had passed away?" And they said, "Yes."
Oh,
and so they actually let me see the room and everything, and the window, and there's a plaque outside the,
I've seen that. Yeah. I may have seen that on, in fact, the trip that we did. But that's a crazy story.
So I sat at the window. No, I'm just kidding.
You said no. And you fell out and said, "Why did it didn't hurt me?"
Yeah,
it's all how you land. And that is from watching superheroes. That's like the Superman thing. It's boy. All right. Well, here's an easy number 5. Favorite ice cream. Is there? Now you come from the land of Kringle in Racine. But,
mint. I love mint.
Ooh, mint. So like a mint chocolate or just mint like
mint
peppermint?
Chocolate chip ice cream.
My man. All right.
I had some last night.
I will have some tonight. The Jones is been activated. Mint chocolate ice. Mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
How about this? So being up there in Wisconsin, you get, and the area that we live in, we get all 4 seasons. It's not like, I talk to the cats from LA and they go, "Well, we have one season and it's beautiful." I said, shut up. We have the Dodgers. They always win. Shut up, man.
Right.
Yeah. So, but here where human beings live, in the Midwest, what is your favorite season of the year?
Fall, for sure. Definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Just why do you think so?
Just it's the smell. That certain smell. The leaves are beautiful.
Yep.
Everything just, and it's like that, to me, the perfect weather that, you can have maybe a light jacket on, but you're good to go.
Right.
And,
Yeah, you can sit on the porch and hang and
Yep.
have a drop of something cheerful.
Yeah.
And you can be outside, but it's comfortable.
Yes.
Style-wise, you get to layer a little,
It's
nice.
Yeah.
I could not be more in agreement. All right, here's the easiest one. Number 7 in the Dig You Inquisition. Eric Jacobson, what is the meaning of life?
Oof. Man, for me, the meaning of life is to just really appreciate the people around you and, the love that you have made and have been given with the people around you.
See, there's another short video right there. Boom. This is like Soundbite Central today, man. We're gonna have all these clips that are gonna be incredible. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Jacobson, rising star, is now fully known, as Stephen Colbert would say, and we learned a lot of good stuff here. So look at this. You made it through the whole thing. Sadly, we're coming to the end. But before we do, what's coming up next for Eric Jacobson?
Well, this coming week, I'm heading to the West Coast with Affinity Trio.
Nice.
We start in Seattle. We'll be playing 2 nights there.
So beautiful there.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then we're heading to Portland to play a night, and then Salem, Oregon.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
And then we're heading to San Diego to play.
Now, tell me, is this something that Eric himself has booked? Because you were talking about...
Yes.
Tell us about that. How the heck did you do that?
I mean, you just gotta, just persistence. I am that person that will not give up on, email after email until they answer.
And you answer email. I've seen that in action. You get an email, and you can guarantee that Eric's going to write you back.
Yep.
Man, you're doing that right, too. So you have this tour coming up. People might sit around and say, man, how does he do this? He's touring the country playing his music. There's your answer.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to make it happen.
Wow. Man, oh, man. Well, you certainly are. And I'm sure that you're going to be doing it a lot when I'm here at the You Dig front porch, sitting in a rocking chair going, God, shine it. Look at these people doing all this stuff. You're going to be right there.
Oh, man.
Doing even more things. And so congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, you make this world a better place just by being around. And so I appreciate the voodoo that you do. You already know that I love you madly.
I love you too, man.
Yeah. And so, well, thanks for being here, man. And we're going to have more fun coming. We'll have you back sometime.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Thank you. Wow. How about that? Man, we could have just gone on all day long. And afterwards, in the green room, man, I was discussing with Eric the fact that we didn't even move any product. We didn't talk about his pedagogy. His teaching method is wonderful. It's very cool, as he alluded to, with the whole idea of shapes and melody and melodic and how to gather vocabulary and put it actually into your own voice. He's got a couple of books out on the subject, and a new one that'll be coming out soon has the word shed in it, S-H-E-D, so I love it, man. It's all about the time in the shed. And with Eric, that shed is ubiquitous. It's the bandstand, it's life, it's all over the place. He's constantly perfecting and enriching and nurturing his craft, and he's got some books out on that subject. So I highly recommend all you students of the music go buy his stuff, man, because, he likes to eat and whatnot. All that information is in the video section, the info section below. And if you want more folks like Eric Jacobson on this production, on this show, as part of this podcast, on the front porch, that is You Dig, in the village of musicians, where we get together and just have a chill hang and a conversation and talk about this voodoo that we do, then please like and subscribe. By subscribing to the YouTube channel, you give us even more of a platform and even more growth. And it really helps a lot to subscribe. It's just bing, click that little button, and things just get bigger and bigger. So let's grow this thing and continue. There's some folks lined up, man, ready to be on the show. There's some very exciting guests coming up. Our next one will be my dear friend, Ryan Davidson, great guitarist of the year in Canada a number of times in many different situations. The award-winning Ryan Davidson, you may have first seen him on Ice9, the album Lab 2009, where we were nominated for a Grammy, for 2 Grammys actually. And Ryan was also in my group, Vinyl Hampton. He actually came up with the name. We'll talk about all of that, and Ryan's coming up next. So we'll see you on the next episode of You Dig.
WCBC Wiest World.
You Dig is a production of Wiest World Productions 2026.
Yo, oh, wait a minute, man. You came in too early.
What are you setting up? What? I was early?
Yeah, you were early, and your time is pretty poor, man.
Oh man, yeah, right. My
You
time.
got good time.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, indeed, man. Here, look, let's do this. I'll do the theme. I'll do the jingle, and then you come in correctly. All right?
Oh, dig. All right, let's do it.
All right, hold up. Okay. WCBC Wiest World.
You Dig is a production of Wiest World Productions 2026.
Damn.
I know, right?
Yeah, don't push it, man.